Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and this video is going to show the fastest fully upgraded vehicles in the GTA Online Open Wheels class in terms of top speed. So as I've previously mentioned, setups matter on these cars in races, with different front and rear wing options changing the downforce on the cars and therefore their speed. I test with minimum, maximum and middle of the road setups in terms of the amount of downforce, but there are hundreds of options available and you can find all of them with the link in the description. Now, unlike lap time, top speed is more clear cut when it comes to setups, with more downforce meaning lower top speeds and less downforce meaning higher top speeds. I'll be quickly showcasing the top speeds of these cars in their maximum and middle downforce setups first to show a complete picture, before we get to the full top 4 list when all cars are going as quickly as possible with their minimum downforce applied. So as we see the values for the cars in their slowest setups in terms of top speed, as always the position counter is in the top left with the actual top speed the vehicle achieved in the top right. This video only focuses on straight line performance, so if you're interested in racing where braking, cornering and acceleration are all relevant, check the link in the description for the lap time testing series, and if you want to know more information about this testing, including the extent to which it's accurate and how useful it is for you personally, have a read of the full description as everything that you need is in there. This video lists all vehicles and is correct as of the Los Santos Summer Special Update. For any open wheel cars added after that or other classes of cars, check the playlist linked in the second line of the description, and feel free to check out my Patreon or become a YouTube member if you want to support this work and get testing results for any new cars a little bit early. So as we saw, the DR1 and PR4 with maximum downforce both have very poor top speeds, with the R88 and BR8 showing something a little bit more respectable. Keep in mind that any open wheel car will have a top speed that is somewhere in between the values in this video found for maximum and minimum downforce setups, depending on the particular setup of a car. If you have a car that's almost at minimum downforce, its top speed will also be almost at what is seen in this video for minimum downforce setup. It's much more of a simple idea than it was for lap time. Less downforce means higher top speeds. Now, in middle downforce setups where the cars got their best lap times, all top speeds are pretty normal for say most sport cars, hovering around the 115 to 120 mph range. Unfortunately for the PR4 it's at the bottom again, however the DR1 actually jumps up from almost joint last with maximum downforce to joint second, sharing the same top speed as the R88 in this setup. Considering how close those two were for lap time with this setup, that's no surprise really. But it's the BR8 that is consistently the outlier here, having higher top speeds in both setups to the point where if we combined all of these values rather than group them by setup, the BR8 would be in 6th and 4th places overall in its maximum and middle downforce setups respectively. But as I said in the lap time video, that's more of a function of the wings on the BR8 doing much less than other cars. So as we come on to the final list, it is unfortunately the PR4 in last place again, this time for minimum downforce as it has been all the way through. But at least the top speeds are all breaking the 120 mph barrier now. Given that it has a slightly better lap time than the R88 and DR1, its slightly lower top speed puts those three pretty well balanced with each other for racing, one tier below the BR8. Be sure to check the lap time testing video to see how all these cars do around a track and which setups are the best. We see the same third place car for minimum downforce as we did for middle, with the R88 hitting 122 mph in this setup. We're now also finally seeing top speeds higher than we have so far in this video, with the R88 being 1 mph quicker than what we saw from the BR8 when that was in the middle downforce setup. But are we going to see any changes for the top two in comparison to what we've seen with previous setups? The answer is yes, with a surprise second place for the BR8 hitting a top speed that's just marginally faster than what we just saw from the R88. As I said earlier, while its lack of seeing much change from different wings helped it to achieve higher top speeds early on, it comes back to hurt it here where it doesn't get as much of a benefit with minimum downforce as other cars do relative to their performance in other setups. And so in what is quite a surprise given the top speeds when comparing the cars in their maximum downforce setups at the beginning of the video, it's the DR1 that takes the crown for top speed for the open wheels class, hitting 124 miles per hour and improving by over 11 miles per hour from its top speed with maximum downforce. Compare that to the BR8, which only saw a 6 mile per hour improvement from its top speed when comparing minimum to maximum downforce setups. At this point, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already for regular lap time and top speed testing videos and updates when new cars are released, and check out other classes in the playlist. It's a pretty impressive top speed from the DR1, but obviously to reach any of the top speeds we see in the final 4 here, you're going to be sacrificing cornering ability and therefore lap time. But given that the DR1 isn't the quickest around a track in any setup, you can certainly have a DR1 set up for top speed and the number 1 car for lap time set up for regular tracks. And as we'll see from the comparisons, the difference in top speed between all 4 cars when they're all in their minimum downforce setups isn't that big. Certainly in comparison to the difference in top speeds of the DR1 from maximum to minimum downforce, it really is quite substantial. One final thing to talk about is the kerb boost. You'll notice that I didn't use it during this video, and that's because it's pretty useless in a top speed situation. Yes, you'll get a short boost to top speed, but then you'll immediately return back to the values found here, and you won't be able to boost again until you slow down to regenerate the kerb bar. It's much better used on acceleration out of corners. So that should finally be everything tested for lap time and top speed when it comes to the open wheel cars. Since testing in 3 different ways for both lap time and top speed has meant that this has been more like testing 12 cars rather than 4, it really has been a lot of work. But you've now got all the info that you need to pick your cars for whatever race you may be doing with these vehicles, and any specifics relating solely to open wheel races like tyre wear and tyre types will come in a future video, which I'll link in the description once it's complete. Remember, the description is where you can also find the effects of all the open wheel wings, as well as check out the lap time version of this video. So that's pretty much it for this one. Consider supporting on Patreon or become a YouTube member if you want testing results early. And remember to read the description for more info, comment with your thoughts, like the video if you enjoyed or found it helpful, and subscribe for more. Thank you all so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.